on this Take a Look. It's a Zootopia 2 takeover.
Partnership is the cornerstone of success.
We're in the San Francisco Zoo as we head back to the wildest metropolis in animation. We're hanging out with Jennifer Goodwin, Jason Bateman, Ki Kwan, and Patrick Wharburton.
There's a snake!
Plus new surprises from the filmmakers who brought the original global phenomenon to life. We dive into Judy and Nick's next big case, explore new districts of Zootopia, and get exclusive insight from directors Jared Bush and Byron Howard.
Play it smart, stay off the radar, and don't let it get to you, okay?
From massive musical moments to high-speed chases, we got your first look, your behind-the-scenes scoop, and your on-camera time with the stars of Disney's biggest animated event of the year.
Sorry, Paul.
This is Zootopia 2, takeover of Take a Look! That's right, it is a half hour dedicated to all things Zootopia 2. I am so excited for you to see this movie. Look, if the open didn't do it justice, for crying out loud, if the poster doesn't do it justice, look at all these famous voices that are in this movie. All of them amazing. The ensemble is truly one of the best in the history of animation. But with that said, there's one that's a little better than the others. Patrick Wharburton. And I'm not just saying that because he's standing next to me, but he's standing next to me. How are you, pal?
How are you?
Good to see you.
Wow, thank you for that.
What was it like at the premiere when you've been called up on stage with ensemble cast before, but when you look up there, and it's like bigger than a football field. It's bigger than like the football arena.
Yeah.
All the people that were on stage.
Yeah, I was standing right next to Idris, and then Tommy Chong was right there. Just everybody, yeah, Macaulay Culkin, yeah. There's
A
100.
random ensemble.
Yes.
Yeah, quite amazing. 71 different characters. I'm told there are like 178 unique characters in this.
Yeah.
Like hundreds and thousands of characters altogether, the most in animation history. Some heavy lifting.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, but it's fun, because there's so much madness and mayhem going on in this, which I love. Multiple different clever things happening, in the moment, in different scenes that you could laugh or giggle at, It's fun to be a part of so many different Disney, things. But I'm a Disney fan. I love Disney. I grew up on Disney. I mean, my earliest memories are Disney.
How old? Like first time you went to Disneyland, how old?
Oh, I was like 5 or something, I think, Yeah.
All right, so go back and tell.
And I found a $5 bill that day. I remember that. Yes, which was $1,000 back in the day.
Go back and tell that 5-year-old kid someday you're going to be an indelible part of this park.
Yeah.
The ride, the operating, the onboarding guy for soaring.
I know, it's surreal. It is surreal. I know. I'm actually a part. And this is an irony. I was actually kicked out of Disneyland when I was about 20 years old because a buddy of mine and I decided to get off the People Mover while it was moving.
What?
Yeah. They stopped the ride. We were in Disney jail, which is scary. And then we were escorted out of the park. And the irony that I have been the safety instructor on a Disney ride for over 20 years now is crazy.
That's insane.
Yes.
And the fine for that, probably $5?
Yeah, there's no fine. In fact, they didn't put our name on the list. Like, you couldn't come back for a year. You could have come back the next day, probably. Times were different back then.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, and kids, don't try this.
Yeah.
All right, so back to the movie. Your character, amazing. You are the mayor. Before I talk more about it, I want you to see it. Let's break off a sample, can we?
Sure.
All right. I'll set up the clip. So in this clip, be warned, in this clip, you're not going to see his character till towards the end, but it's well worth it. Take a look.
I hate that dumb bunny. Huh.
Meeting. Carrots.
Please, join me in a moment of silence for our beloved weather wall inventor, Ebenezer Linksley.
And it looked like it was going to be a great speech.
Oh, I had everything prepared. Oh, it's beautiful.
Mayor
Nothing.
Brian Windancer,
Yes.
what did you say the first time you saw your voice put to motion in this particular way?
Well, you know, I'd seen the art of the character, so I knew he looked quite spectacular. Beautiful mane of hair. Glorious. So it was just really fun. You know, Disney, you know, sometimes they'll release the art first, and they don't let people know who the voice is. But Disney also integrates parts of your character. I don't know what it is, maybe eyes or face or something in the horse that people on social media were guessing it was me before it was me, which is cool.
Things you probably could relate to, but if you had to choose between
Yeah.
being a horse or being a mayor, either of which would be in your favorite city, which would you rather be?
Oh, a mayor. I mean, you know, most horses, you know, I don't think it's a great gig.
And the diet's probably not as good.
The
if you're a
diet's
horse.
not interesting. I mean, I just had a flourless chocolate cake. Horses are not eating that. No.
Mayors get
Look
that
at your
anytime they
eyes in
want
your
it.
suit. I'll tell you what. You know what you're doing here.
Stop it.
Does your lovely wife, does she style you, or do you know? You know.
She goes, oh, polyester again.
Yes.
Forget about me. Okay, Kei Kwan, you got to work with them. Probably not in the booth at the same time. Have
No.
you spent quality time with them?
No. See, this is it. We're always in there just individually. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I got a chance to talk to him. I might be
Yes.
able to answer some questions
Fantastic.
for you.
Yes, but you're talking about the snake, aren't you?
Exactly.
Yes,
when we
it's
come back,
true.
we're going to meet Snake and more with Patrick. We'll be right
Wow.
back.
I want to meet Snake again.
And when I do, my family will finally be able to come home.
I am here. Pops and Wild. Dream Team.
Hey, welcome back. Our half-hour special dedicated to all things Zootopia 2. Patrick, thanks for hanging out.
Thank you, Mark.
As the mayor, I know you've got
Yes.
important things to do, so every minute of your time is special to me. Thank you so much.
We are very busy, yes, but it's my pleasure and honor speaking with you there, Mark. Thank you so much for having me.
Mayor Windancer, what do you
Yes.
know about Snake?
Well, I don't know. What can I divulge about Snake?
Yeah, we don't want to plot spoil this.
Yeah.
But the irony is that
Snake's cool.
the guy who first became famous
Yes.
for, you know, Indiana Jones, who's terrified of snakes, is now playing a snake. I got a chance to talk to him about it. Take a
Yes.
look.
Stop! Please, you don't have to hurt him.
Hurt him? Snakes never hurt anyone. We aren't the bad guys.
Good to see you.
Yes, thank you for being here.
We were just talking about the premiere last night. How was this some premiere?
Wow, I did not expect that. It was massive. And also, you know, I only got to meet a portion of the cast. I mean, it's such a big, epic movie. There's so many wonderful actors in it. And, you know, what's really interesting, I was on the red carpet doing interviews, and I was being asked, hey, what was it like working with, you know, this actor, that actor? And I go, wait, what? He's in this movie? So it was just nice to be there, watching it for the first time with an audience, being up on stage. I thought what they did was really amazing, having all the citizens of Zootopia up on the stage. And not only that, but also taking time out and announcing every single one's name. It's wonderful. And honestly, all of those are incredible actors, and every single one of us brought something unique to the movie.
10, 20 movies from now, when you look back on it, Snake's best moment, what would that be?
You know, I was at the Disney Animation Building this week, and I was walking down one of the hallways, and I saw this incredible painting, color painting, of all Disney animated characters, from Snow White to Pinocchio, Tarzan, you know, Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde. And it really, I stood there for a while just soaking it in, knowing what, you know, this role, Gary the Snake, would mean many years from now. And to be a part of that family was absolutely incredible. And just knowing that it's going to have a positive influence on them. I love all the wonderful and positive messages that this movie talks about. One of the things that I really, you know, love is, you know, it talks about how, like, yeah, we're all different, and that's okay. You know, it's okay we're different. But, you know, a happy community is one where all of us are accepted, embraced, and our differences are not just tolerated, but valued. It's such a beautiful movie. Yeah.
And then on top of that, you know that for the rest of your life, there's going to be merch. You've got
That's
merch,
the best part.
stuffed animals,
Yes.
plastic toys.
Yes.
You are making kids all over the world
Look
happy.
at this, and I got like a little Gary the Snake pin.
Are you kidding me? We're burying the lead. I don't know if you can get a shot of it on this camera here, but would you please stand up and show
Yes,
the back? That
look
is
at
a
this.
jack. That is what I'm talking about. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Is there a story behind that?
Yeah, no, this is from Levi's. You know, they've been very generous to me. A few years back, they made me a one-of-a-kind jacket with a bagel on it, and now this Gary the Snake. I love them.
Well, it's absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a part of this. I can't wait to see 3 and 4 and 5 and
Yes,
6. Keep
yes.
them going.
Great, thank you for being here.
That jacket. That is some jacket.
Yes.
Are you starting to get merch and stuff like that associated with the film?
I want to get a Mayor Wind Dancer plushie so I could put it in bed and sleep with it. Me.
And snuggle with yourself, as
Is
it
that
were?
weird?
That's not weird.
Come on.
People are going to jump on social media and say, not weird. They're probably going to embrace it, saying learning to love
I just
yourself
want to
is
be in
the
bed and just
greatest
go,
gift of all.
I love you, Mayor Wind Dancer, and then he'll go, I love you, Patty Warbucks Wind Dancer.
Someone's making that happen off camera right now as we speak. All right, so when we come back, I want to go behind the scenes and talk with the filmmakers, your directors returning back up to bat, and then your producer on this. What they had to say about him next.
There's a snake!
Stop in the name of the law!
Back to our half-hour special, Zootopia 2. Patrick Wharburton, thanks for hanging out.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, so I
My
want to
pleasure.
go deep down behind the scenes. You're no rookie to being animation voiceover, so I'm guessing like the producers, the directors, they were probably asking you questions.
Well, sometimes, a lot of times when you come in and you bring a voice or whatever, if it appeals to them, they just like let you roll with it. You know what I'm saying? And so we'll do some of these, you know, pieces, maybe a few times. Sometimes they want it a little bit bigger, maybe, But it's what you can do to make that character, come to life, But oftentimes, producers of these films, they don't know what a character sounds like until they hear it, and they're like, that's it, That's what happened with Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove,
Sure.
I believe, I experimented with that. I just made him kind of sound like this, and they're like, that's it right there, because they don't know, you got to show them what maybe a character sounds like, But, Kronk could have sounded dark. I didn't try that. But what if he was like, well, it's a shame we're going to miss that dessert I worked so very hard on. That could have been interesting. We just didn't go that direction.
When you rolled your words there towards the end, you did bring a little bit of the mayor into it. You started to
did I?
cross over
Yeah.
into it. There's a little
Well,
bit of that.
Listen, Mark, all my voices sound relatively similar, right? It's the same voice. I'm not exactly a chameleon, as they say, but they come from different places. Whereas the mayor's very, he's a bit taken with himself. He was a movie star, and now he's the mayor like that. Whereas Kronk's a little bit sweeter, and, is just trying to please everybody like that. It could be, Joe the cop, he's a little bit more officious, so it comes from there. So they're all different. I can even talk about that, I guess, since Disney owns Family Guy, right?
Yeah, good point. It's all one big happy family now.
Yeah.
The producers and the directors loved working with you. In fact, they said this about you and your 70 co-stars. Listen.
We begin by greeting our teammate.
I actually I didn't work on the first film, so coming into this world, but I was a huge fan of it from the moment I saw it, and so being able chance to come into this world and play with all of the characters and the different environments was so much fun.
Also, you loved working with two specific people. Again,
Yes.
I think that was maybe the bigger.
They're
thing
right
that
next to you.
the most
It would have been a great
interesting
opportunity.
Dynamic. Yeah. Feels like there's
Sometimes
something
the door
missing.
opens and I just don't go right through. I don't know.
My gosh.
Of course, teaming up with these guys.
Okay, we don't need your pity.
As filmmakers, when the actors jump into the booth, start laying down the track, what was the most exciting day?
I mean, I'll tell you honestly, it's every single day. I think one of the things that a lot of people don't know is when you get into the booth, it's not like the actors are just reading the lines that have been written and that's it. Every single time any one of our cast members comes in, they are adding something special to it. Sometimes they're ad-libbing something that was never intended to be in the movie, and it's perfect. I think we had this real luxury of having actors that can improvise within the characters.
It's super difficult for the actors that come in because we don't send them the full script. We send them the areas in which they're working with, and they never really work with the other actors.
Yep.
And these two guys are really great in the booth and getting the actors comfortable and playing around with it where we get great stuff. But a lot of times the actors they know what their sections are about, but they don't really understand the full story.
You know how many mayors they've already destroyed?
1, 2,
I got up to 2.
How great are they? Would you like their job behind the camera? Would you ever want to do that?
Too much work. Too much work.
It's more fun just walking in, laying down the voice, watching them jump up and down in the booth.
Yeah, I have no concept really of really what it is in regards to creating something like this, being saddled with so very, very much and having to bring it all together, you know. So it's very impressive what they do. That's why it is, you know, just, you know, as a voiceover artist, you know, getting invited to the party when it is, you know, creators like this, you know, like Jared and Byron and, you know, Disney. That's, you know, it's different than anything else.
Right. Well, again, they could not say enough goodness about you as well as your co-stars. Jennifer and Jason bringing it home. The last 5 minutes of our special continues. Do we got 5 more minutes with you?
Whatever you want.
All right. Don't move. We may extend an hour. We'll be right back.
When you two save the city, maybe everyone will see reptiles ain't that different.
Play it smart, stay off the radar, and don't let it get to you, okay?
Because we are the Dream Team.
Sorry, Paul.
One of my favorite scenes there from Zootopia 2, and again, we're in the fleeting last few minutes of our half-hour special. Patrick Wharburton, you've done a lot. You've never played a horse before. If they say sequel, Zootopia 3, Zootopia 4, would you, could you?
I would, definitely.
All right, so Jennifer Goodwin, Jason Bateman.
Yes.
Again, you're in a booth. You don't get to meet these people. Did you get to hang out at the premiere the other night?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, we did have a cast and crew dinner and screening at Disney, which was really cool. And then got to see them at the premiere. Yeah.
I got to find out more about that party. In the meantime, we talked about efforts. What are efforts? We'll explain more next. Take a look. Good to see you two.
Good to see you.
Mark. Fresh off this premiere, I don't know when I've had more fun. How is it for you? You've both done a lot, but not this.
No. And I was really excited. I saw it for the first time last night and just was knocked out. And most importantly, my kids were very impressed with me and my wife.
Aww.
Yeah, they loved it. They cried a little bit too.
So did they know you had done stuff before this? Have they all seen your work?
They just weren't interested, but this they definitely wanted to come see, and they were not disappointed.
Aww.
Yeah.
And there's something about that room. I mean, the theatrical experience, we have to protect it. This is going to be a timeless classic, seen for years on every kind of screen, but you got to see it first on a big screen, right?
Absolutely. Well, it's such an immersive world. It's so fun to, like, get lost in it. But that theater, by the way, particularly. Like, I go to that theater to see all the Disney films.
Yeah, there's something magical about it. Like, other theaters should step up their game.
Yeah, have an organist.
Exactly.
And, like, a stage show before.
And some curtains.
Yes.
Would it kill them?
They had about 6 curtains, didn't they?
Yeah, but they always do.
Really?
There's always, it's always like there's like a curtain show.
Really?
Yes. Oh, you got to go to the movies there.
All right.
Yeah.
Exactly. That might have been what impressed your family the most.
Right,
The
even more
last
than me.
time,
They probably just liked the environment.
the last time I was in that theater, I took my now 19-year-old to go see Up. So she was maybe 6 or something like that. And when the dog started talking, you know, the speaker thing, she stood up on her chair and she said, "We got to get out of here."
Wait, that's amazing.
Yeah, I reminded her of that. I said, "This was the theater." She said, "Oh my God."
And that's what, but it's the kind of environment, that theater, where I'm sure everybody was like, yes.
Yeah.
We're glad she's feeling it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly. So, you know, doing animation, I would assume it's so much fun. Doing in-person theatrical is great, but to lend your voice to something and someone else takes it the rest of the way, you almost get to experience it the way we do for the first time. How is that?
1,000%. That's what the experience, the first one and the second one's for me. I didn't know what it was about till I saw it.
Nice.
He's not kidding.
It's true. You're just saying lines, not necessarily in
I
order.
pestered them for at least a script that wasn't exactly what we made, but at least I had a roadmap. Sort of.
Yeah, it's exciting to be guided around in the dark. You know, like it's as long as you trust the person that's got your hand. You know?
Yeah.
Having talked to Tom Hanks and others about animation, they said the hardest part of doing voiceover is the effort. For those who don't know, that's all the
Oh yeah, that's an exhausting day when you come in and just, like, the last thing I actually did, the last thing I think I recorded was Nick and Judy eating the bugs, the grubs.
Oh right.
Yeah, and you do it enough, it starts actually making you feel a little sick and like yeah. But yeah, we get like sweaty on those days because you're like really having to make more of an effort to make those noises than I think we would actually be making if we were doing something live action.
So now, having seen it, do either of you have a favorite part? 10, 20 movies from now, you look back to that?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
And we contribute to it very little. Like my favorite, there's the action sequence at the climax of the film where I do believe I credit him with there are 3 words that he says that start like my tears. And then there is no character, there's no like voice contribution. It is all action and visuals and music. And I like weep for a couple of minutes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I like the little mole, the Godfather crime boss. He killed me in the first movie, and I love him so much in this one too. He's like this real, like, you know, you're running your mouth. Shut up. I just love him.
He leans into it with like absolute commitment. That's what I love. All right, as we wrap it up, I have to say to you, Smartless is a huge part of my life. And now that WTF is gone, it's an exclusive podcast for me now.
Well,
so
thanks a lot. Thank you very much. We love doing it. It's embarrassingly easy, and we're very fortunate that people want to talk to us.
Thank you so much for hanging out. Before we wrap it up,
Thank you so much.
This guy's stand-up is amazing. Hitting the tour taking place right now. If you want him in your town, go to patrickwharburton.live to find out how to get him in your town. New York and LA, he's probably eventually coming, but I want to see you in Sheboygan. I want to see you in Poughkeepsie.
Okay.
I'm just naming random city names. Where would you love to play? Best gig ever would be where?
Boy, I don't know. You know, so I've been doing this for like the last 1.5 years touring. So I'm mostly done with the touring right now, but I do have dates set for next year.
Thanks for hanging out.
All right. Thank you, Mark.
I felt like
Pleasure.
a 5-year-old when you go into the voices. Like I know I'm down here going, do more, Mr. Wharburton.
You know, Mark, you got to be well versed in all the woodland creatures, not just the squirrels.
I said I wasn't gonna cry. I said he wasn't gonna cry.
The poison for kids. Goes poison.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate you.